Would you like to be able to do this? Or this? Or maybe even this? Well, look no further, lowly tarnished, for you've found the guide on how to become a Dragonlord. Now, this build is all about lightning attacks. Why, you ask? Because they look ridiculously cool and they pump a lot of damage. The only real downside to this build is that I'd consider it to be a rather late game class, as most of the equipment and incantations you're going to need are found in late game areas. Now, most of the equipment I'm going to talk about in this video is going to be optional, as most of it is purely aesthetic. If you want to change it up a little, feel free to do so. The Dragonlord build has 3 main selling points that you definitely want to stick to, those being the actual lightning incantations, the Gravelstone seal, as well as 2 important talismans for your build. Starting with the Gravelstone seal, this is probably the most important part of your build, as it actually boosts your Dragon Cult incantations. Finding this one can be rather iffy, as you need to get to Lanedale and kill a Golden Knight with a lance in order for it to drop. Starting from the West Capital Rampart side of Grace, follow the way as shown on screen and kill the Knight without getting snubbed from the second one behind him. Next in line, we have the Lightning Scorpion Charm as well as the Flux Canvas Talisman. The Scorpion Charm raises lightning damage, but lowers damage negation in general and can be found in the Windham Catacombs in a room sealed by an imp statue. Flux Canvas Talisman raises the potency of incantations and can be looted from Gowry's corpse after completing Millicent's questline. Last but not least, we have the actual lightning incantations, such as Placidusac's Ruin, Fortisac's Lightning Spear, Lanciac's Glaive, Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike, Honed Bolt, Lightning Spear, and the Frozen Lightning Spear. Going over all of these incantations will be a bit much for this video, so I suggest you just look them up on the actual Elden Ring wiki. When it comes to your weapons, I chose the Magma Worm Scale Sword because it fits the design of my class that I'm going for, and its weapon skill actually does a good amount of fire damage. This one can be looted after defeating the last boss of the Ruin-strewn Precipice. Alternatively, using the Dragon Great Claw would be a viable option as well, as it is still part of the Dragonlord fantasy, but also does actual lightning damage instead of fire. Now, if you're feeling a little funky, I'd recommend using the Grafted Dragon that you can get after killing Godwyn. It's a lot of fun, and it does a surprising amount of melee damage, allowing you to get a few quick hits in should you ever have a need for it, which is pretty useful since your sword is pretty sluggish. Next we have the armor, and let's be honest guys, there is only one option here if you're going for a Dragonlord build, which is going to be the malformed dragon armor dropped by the Dragon Knight in front of Malekith's boss room in Farum Azula. Now, in order to finalize this build, we need to talk a little bit about stats. Since your sword is going to rely on strength and faith, as well as your incantations obviously requiring faith too, you're going to have to spend your points mainly into strength, faith, and a bit of dexterity. On a final note, since the malformed dragon armor is pretty heavy, you probably want to use the Great Jar's Arsenal Charm in order to push your equip load, because remember guys, fat rolling is a cardinal sin. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. If you found this video useful, please consider leaving a like and a sub, and have fun zapping people with your lightning.